So Angular schematics, discovering Upstate schematics. Part of the reason that you might want to do schematics is because you use the same thing over and over and over again. So for us, it was building an auth module that had login and register, and across a bunch of different client applications, we need very similar modules. So I'll show you how we got to there by showing an excerpted list of the commit history. The first one is moving a directory to a source. We had made a directory, we had loaded it up and it worked. We added this move rule to get it to go to source. Then, because this module is going to be lazy loaded, we wanted to load a route lazily. That means in the app routing module, including a special route that has that lazy load route syntax. To do that, a fellow named Minko Getchev wrote the very ornate code that makes that possible. So we include that in the project under the MIT license, and then in the collection JSON, add in a new schematic for routing. So the way that we can access Minko's code there is through a schematic called routing with a factory that points to the function that it exports. And then the next, we streamline it a little bit. And to do that, instead of having to, as a single call, make a reference to the recently made lazy load route, we can continue to use the previous schematic, but extend it further. So down here at the very end, we use the built-in Angular chain rule to take what we were already doing, which is developing a file structure with all the module, then moving it to source app, and we pass it that other rule that we had made, lazy load route. So we can compose one after another, and then what ultimately results is we can consolidate the collection JSON file. So we consolidate that by now having a single call to an auth schematic that has the factory with the combined results of the lazy load route and moving a file from the directory that was created. And finally, we do one simplification, which is all Angular projects have project names, and in order to do some of the schematics things, you want to specify a project name. We can make that automatic in one of the utility rule factories by adding in this little bit of code here. It takes in the workspace from the Angular JSON, and the default project, if it's defined, becomes the project for the schematics. Otherwise, the first project listed becomes the project for the schematic. So anyone can write schematics. All it takes is an idea.